Well, good afternoon again. As you see, you've seen this film before, I suppose. Well, anyway, we're going to Unit 10, same book. Paddington Listening, as you know, page 92 this time, Unit 10. And what's the subject? I'll introduce the subject. It's quite interesting, in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, Unit 10. Urban planning. Now this word will come up again and again, urban. Urban is the opposite of rural. Urban means cities and large towns, whereas rural means villages and countryside. So the unit is about urban planning, but the lecture is about 21st century, our century, cities. Okay, as usual, we go to vocabulary first. So, read the sentences. Circle the synonym of the word in bold. And the first one will be confront. The family had to confront, that's a verb obviously, some housing challenges, difficulties or problems when they moved to the city, but they eventually found a place to live. Is it A? No, there's no A, B, C. Just circle the one you think. So confront, is it present? Or present, it's not clear if it's a noun or a verb. It could be a verb, it could be a noun. Face, also noun or verb. Or provide. I hope you have chosen. The answer is face. Very good. 1 out of 1. 2. The train system is efficient. Looks like an adjective. It is at key locations, important places, throughout the city, all over the city, is always on time, on schedule, on time, same thing, and uses little energy. So perhaps it's electric. A? No, there's no ABC, sorry. Expensive. So a synonym of efficient would be expensive, effective, or useful. Wasteful. Sorry, couldn't see that. Let's have a look. Yeah, I've got them here in my book anyway. So we're on page 93 now. Yeah, okay. So the synonym of efficient is effective, the middle one. 3. Many large cities have a variety of ethnic groups who have come from all over the world. So what is this? What's the synonym of ethnic groups here? Sincere, cultural, or routine. So sincere groups, cultural groups, or routine groups. Answer must be cultural, the middle one again. 4. The popular trend of shared, trend we know, modern way, shared resources, such as shared bicycles. Yeah, you can find them in the city, and there are little scooters now all over Istanbul, is expanding. Expanding, that's the word in bold. Rapidly we know means quickly, in some cities. First one, satisfying, for expanding. Middle one, growing, for expanding, or protecting, for expanding. Which one is which? The answer would be, well, you have to choose. Growing, of course. And the last one on this page, but then the other 6 to 10 will come back on a different page from here. Fundamental. There is fundamental is the word in bold. Challenge or test. A test in all cities is providing adequate. Adequate means enough. Enough food for everyone. So providing, supplying, if you want, enough food for everyone. So fundamental problem, we could say. First one, desirable, dependable, or basic. For fundamental, desirable, you wish to have, dependable, you can rely on it, or basic, general. The answer would be basic. Fundamental means basic. 6 to 10, so count your number. It's just the vocabulary anyway that you will hear in the lecture. To reduce traffic jams or traffic congestion, we could say congestion, the city plans to initiate a new traffic system next year. So initiate means constrain, limit, fill, or start or begin. So initiate in this sentence means for next year, constrain, limit, fill up, or start, begin. Fill a new traffic system. Actually, this is wrong. Sorry, it should be start. Silly Billy. I can't do anything about it now. I don't know how that happened. The answer is start. Anyway, sorry about that. Oops. 7. Institute. Okay, the city decided to institute new guidelines for bicycles in order to reduce accidents. New guidelines, remember we did guidelines, suggested rules, to institute, which is the establish, prevent, respond. Let me check this down. Okay, institute, it's a verb in this situation. Establish, prevent, respond. This is wrong again. Oh dear. This is very, very embarrassing. It should be establish. No dear, I don't know what's happening with 6 to 10, but the answer for 6 is start, the answer for 7 is establish. Don't take any notice of those squares, sorry about this. 8, the city uses video cameras to monitor. Video cameras monitor who enters public buildings. Hopefully this one will be easy, I think. Reduce slightly, coordinate, or carefully watch. I think most of you will guess, not guess this, will recognize this easily. Keep my fingers crossed this time. Yes! Of course. To monitor, carefully watch who comes and goes in public buildings. Obviously for security reasons. 9. Projected. Big cities worldwide are projected to keep growing rapidly. Projected here. To keep growing, continue growing quickly. Expected, encouraged, or discussed. Big cities around the world are projected. Which one? Encouraged, motivated, discussed, talk about, or expected. Sort of predicted. I hope it's right. No, it's wrong. Oh, of course it's expected. Silly. Sorry about this, very embarrassing. Anyway, 10. So, 6 is start. 7 is establish. 8, carefully, that's finally. And 9 is expected, not encouraged. Nobody encourages, well, only city planners maybe. 10, readily. Mobility is important. People need to be able to get to work, to school, and appointments, hospital appointments, dental appointments, etc., university, and for leisure as well. So readily, relatively, that means quite, enjoyably, quickly and easily. I think it's easy. Hopefully this thing doesn't let me down again. Anyway, yes. So, 6, start. 7, establish. 8, carefully watch, okay. 9, expected. And 10, quickly and easily. Anyway, this is a vocabulary for the lecture, which is coming after the outline. Okay, close your books and take an outline, piece of paper or in a notebook, and copy down these notes for your outline, to help you. Topic 1, topic 2, topic 3. 3 topics. Factors, things that motivate people to move to cities. Why do people want to go to cities? Push factors, push like this, to push factors, and pull factor like this. Push and pull. And there's an example. Daniel, no surname there, but he's from Lima, the capital of Peru, in Latin America. Reasons he migrated to Lima, probably from a village. Challenges, difficulties or tests he confronted. Keep writing, please. Yes, confronted. As we know, it's from the first one, faced. The problems he faced. Yeah, problems, challenges he faced. Topic 2, fundamental, basic. Again, I keep kicking the smartboard. Fundamental challenges of cities growing rapidly or very quickly. What are the problems that cities have when they grow so quickly? 1, 2, 3, that's easy. Topic 3, possible solutions to each challenge. Again, 1, 2, 3. So, possible solutions to solve, there's the verb there for a solution, to each challenge. So you've got 3 problems, 3 possible solutions. And if you've got that down, it's time for the lecture. Okay, let's see if it works. Yes.
Maybe you've heard this saying, the 21st century is the century of cities. Since 2008, more than half the world's population has been living in urban areas, in cities like Sao Paulo, Mexico City, Tokyo, Shanghai, Jakarta, Delhi, Istanbul, Lagos. These are all mega cities with populations of over 10 million, and they're expanding every day. In fact, it's projected that by 2050, about 2/3 of the total world population will be in cities. Today we're going to consider 3 topics related to this trend. 1, what are the factors that motivate people to move to cities? 2, what are the fundamental challenges of cities growing so rapidly? And 3, what are some effective approaches to confront these challenges? All right then, first, the motivation, the why. Why do people move from rural areas to cities? Well, there's no simple answer. It's complex. There are various push factors and various pull factors. Push factors repel you, they push you away from something. And pull factors attract you, they pull you towards something. There are several factors that push people out of the countryside. These factors may be economic, environmental, social, or health related. For example, a rural area may have limited job opportunities. In many countries, the quality of farmland is getting worse, so people are pushed out. In other cases, social reasons are the cause. Maybe there's a lot of violence, or perhaps there's religious or ethnic prejudice. Or for health reasons, a family may choose to leave because a family member needs medical care. All of these are push factors. The factors that pull people towards cities are often the inverse of the push factors. For example, in the city there is a pull of opportunity for better jobs, or there may be better opportunities for modern housing, or opportunities for a quality education, or better healthcare. Some people, too, are attracted to cities simply for the sense of freedom and excitement. But once an individual arrives in a city, there are often challenges. What are the challenges? Let's examine the case of a single individual named Daniel Ortiz. Daniel is a 19-year-old who migrated from his rural village in the central Campo Verde area of Peru to Lima, the capital city. Daniel's goal was to get a job and send money back to his family. Okay, he was pulled to the city by the opportunity to make money. But when Daniel got to Lima, he faced some major problems. First, affordable housing. Daniel didn't have any money saved, so he had to live with his cousin's family on the outskirts of Lima. Crowded conditions, not very convenient. And even if Daniel had had the money, many parts of the city center were dirty, noisy, and unsafe. As for a job, Daniel did manage to find one, but it required a 1-hour bus ride each way. And while his paycheck was larger than the pay he earned in the countryside, after bus fare and rent, he had very little money to send back to his family in Campo Verde. Daniel's troubles demonstrate the 3 most predictable challenges people in cities everywhere face: crowding, safety, and transportation. How do urban planners confront these challenges? Let's consider crowding, the first major challenge of urban planning. Currently, there simply isn't a sufficient number of housing units for all of the people moving to cities. All growing cities need more housing, but not just any housing. When designing new housing, urban planners must be sure that the housing units are affordable. They also have to be structurally sound and have basic services like electricity, water, and waste removal. For example, the Center for Livable Cities in Singapore designs new housing with a people-first focus. They want to ensure that the new units are efficient, safe, and enjoyable to live in. According to Ku Teng Chi, the executive director of the center, cities are about what is best for people. The second challenge to urban planners is ensuring safety for residents. People need to feel safe. They need to be protected from violent crime and helped in emergencies. City planners have tried two different approaches. One is the intelligence center approach. This involves increasing video monitoring in the streets and alerting the police immediately to dangerous situations. This approach has been tried in Rio de Janeiro and has reduced the amount of violent crime. Another approach is the Healthy Streets program. This approach involves beautifying the city, tearing down old buildings and getting rid of trash, and creating more parks, art, and public entertainment. This approach has been tried in Philadelphia, in the eastern US, and with good effect. The third challenge urban planners face concerns transportation. People need to get around the city easily, cheaply, quickly, and safely. For people who live in cities, quality of life is related to mobility, how readily they can get from one place to another. As you know, most big cities are filled with cars and noisy traffic jams. Although people buy cars to solve their transportation problems, cars actually have a negative impact on mobility in cities. Two solutions have been tried. One is shared resources, small buses, shared bicycles and taxis, and efficient rail systems. For example, Curitiba, Brazil, has instituted a light rail system. This system has reduced commuting times by up to 50% and decreased CO2 levels as well. Another solution is coordinated systems of transportation. Sydney, Australia, for example, has initiated an adaptive traffic system of traffic flow. Traffic lights respond to the number of vehicles on the road. The system has decreased travel time during rush hour by 30%. So, as the examples demonstrate, some great ideas are being implemented in cities around the world. For next time, I'd like you to think like an urban planner. Research one city and see what that city is doing to address the challenges in crowding, safety, or transportation. Okay, see you then.
Okay, check for comprehension. Comprehension, you know, understanding. Use your notes, answer the questions based on the lecture. A, B, or C, circle, like this. God willing, they will be correct this time. So, A, what's the lecture mainly about? It's a usual question for the first one. A, transportation problems. B, the trend towards urban living, trend. We should know that, it's an international word. And C, the opportunities in cities. So what is the lecture mainly about? I suppose it's B. Let's hope it's B. Yes, it is, of course. Yeah, it's all about why people are moving towards cities. 2, in what order does, yes, what order, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, does the lecture present the topics? A, challenges of rapid growth, first one. Motivations for moving, effective solutions. B, challenges of rapid growth, this is the opposite way around, effective solutions, and finally, motivations for moving. Or C, motivations for moving, challenges of rapid growth, and effective solutions. So in which order, in what order does the lecture present or explain each topic? The answer is, I'm sure it's C, and it is. So far it's working. 3. Why does the speaker discuss push factors and pull factors? Choose 2 answers, 2 out of 3. So it could be A or B, B or C, or A or C. These are your permutations. To describe urban life, why does the speaker, why does she talk about push and pull factors? B, to illustrate, that means show, why people migrate, why people move to the cities, of course. Or C, to show that the situation is complex. Complex, push and pull. The answers are, because there are 2 answers, which one? Which ones? Yes, of course, B and C. So that was the first 3 questions. B, C, and BC. Okay. 4, sorry, question 4. What is the point of the speaker describing Daniel's experience? Daniel, yes, the boy in Lima, Peru. To explain that cities are expanding. What's the point? Why does the speaker describe Daniel's experience? B, to describe the excitement of living in the city. Say why it's exciting. C, to illustrate the types of problems many people face or confront there. The answer would be C, I guess. Yes, of course. Yes, to show the kind of problems. Okay. 5. 2 left. What 3 challenges of people in cities are discussed? This one should be good from your notes, of course. A, jobs, food, housing. B, traffic, crime, entertainment. Or C, housing, transportation, safety. I think I'll give you a moment to choose. Yeah, we've got time for this. Well, I'm going for C, and it's right. Last one, before true and false, of course. Which of the following statements would the lecturer agree with? Yes, what's her name? Professor Helena Sonin. Which of these, A, B, or C, would she agree with? A, urban planners cannot resolve these challenges. Cannot. B, there are big challenges, but creative solutions are possible. And C, the best solution is to prevent more migration. Which one of these would she agree with? So, the urban planners, city planners, cannot fix the problems. Or there are big problems, but creative solutions are possible. Or C, the best solution is to stop migration, stop people moving. The answer is, of course, B. Yes, there you have it. Count them up, please. 4, C, 5, C, 6, B. Next. The correct word or phrase. Wait a minute. Yes, this is a different. This time it's different. In brackets, circle, you put a circle, but there will be a square, the correct word or phrase, or number even. In the first one is a number. So a megacity is defined as a city with a population of over 10 million people or 20 million people. Choose which one. It's not true or false, this unit. Yes, the answer is 10 million, she said. 2. Limited job opportunities and poor farmland are examples of pull factors or push factors that send people away from rural areas or attract people to rural areas. So, this one, pull or push? Push, yes. Limited job, no job opportunities, and poor farmland, examples of push. Push them out of the village, that send people away from rural areas or villages, or attract people to rural areas. And the answer would be, of course, send people away from from the villages. Rural means villages. 3. Better healthcare is an example of a pull factor or a push factor that draws people, attracts people to cities. Well, I gave the answer away anyway. You should understand, if you know the difference between push and pull, to cities, there's a clue, of course, pull factor. Better healthcare, as an example. 4. Daniel, the boy in Lima, Peru, was attracted to the city by the excitement of city life, and fun, the opportunity to make money. I think it was clear, I can remember it now, what she said about him. I think it's very easy. Yes, the opportunity, the chance here to make money, more money than in the village. 5, halfway through, according to the lecture, Daniel earned more money than he had in the country, in the rural area, or less money in the city, Lima. The answer should be, very clear I think, more. More money in Lima than in his village, naturally. 6. People first. Yes, people first housing includes the idea that the housing is close to jobs or enjoyable to live in. Don't know why the bracket, not very well typed, I think. Anyway, which one? People first. I think that this is about Singapore. And the answer is close to jobs or enjoyable? Of course, should be nice to live in, enjoyable. 7. The intelligence center approach is used to improve safety or transportation. Intelligence center approach. Intelligence center approach. Yes. So, is it about to improve safety in cities or transportation? I guess it's safety. The intelligence center approach is used to improve safety. Sorry, I pressed the wrong one. 8. Healthy Streets program, that was in Philadelphia, I think, as far as I remember, involves building sufficient means enough, housing, or make the city more beautiful. Which one? So, healthy streets is enough housing or more beautiful housing? Answer is making the city more beautiful for people, of course. 9. The Brazilian light railway system, light, the opposite of heavy, light railway, so it's mini railway system, reduced traffic or commuting times by 15% or 50%. The first one will be reduce traffic by 50%, or commuting times, travelling to work or school times. Yes. And the second one is 15% or 50%. I remember what she said. She said half. 50% or half. And the last question, if I don't press the wrong one, 10. An adaptive, changeable traffic system means, this was in Sydney, Australia, means the traffic lights adjust or change to the time of day, so like rush hours, morning and evening, or the number of cars. Which one? The traffic lights change according to time or number of cars. I remember this one, and it's the second option. Yes, it changes. It must count the number of cars somehow. Okay, now please count up all your answers. The total here is 18. 18. And if you're like me, well, apart from the vocabulary part, scoring 18 out of 18, 116? Oh well. It says 16, it says 16. Well, if you got 18, that means you got 16, so it's still valid. 15, 94%. 14, 87%. 13, 81%. 12, 75, very reasonable, fair. 11, 69, still passing. Passing grade, yeah, there we are, 62% like last time. And, unfortunately, maybe, 9. 9 is not a passing grade. So, that's it for today. Thank you for watching and listening. Please, be very careful. Stay healthy and safe and well. That's all for today. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye bye.